Hey there viewers, it's Charlie, I'm back again, and welcome to the last review of Armada week. This week has been nothing but reviews on all the Transformers Armada figures that I currently own right now. And, well, what better way to end this week than reviewing Armada Galvatron. Whew. Now, as of the time of this recording, Galvatron is actually one of my most recent Transformers, as I got this guy along with Energon and Inferno not too long ago. And I'll do a review on Energon and Inferno soon, I promise. But for now, here we have Galvatron and his tank modes. Now, seeing how I have 3 other Megatrons that I've all done reviews on already, I am not getting them out for a comparison, because that would just take too long and it would take up too much space. But let's have a 360 of this guy, and unlike other 360s, this one's going to be rather involved. Here we have this bit, which actually pulls out, and it actually does open up. We have the back, which is rather hollow. Here, on this side, we have this ramp, and on the top, we have this purple thing. If you move that forward, it activates this cool capture claw. We also have too many comports here, if you'll see. So that's rather cool. We have 3 mini comports here, which just presses button. And just move that back in. The top, we have this L-shaped mini comport. I'll show you what that's for later. And we also have this mini comport, and we have a speaker. So this guy has lights and sounds, and, well, I actually have this guy. I've actually got batteries on this guy, so as you heard, turning the tank turret makes him say, "The power is mine." Apparently, the power is this guy's. The power is his. The power is mine. And that's gonna get really annoying, because every time you turn the turret, he does that shooting noise. I mean, if there was an on-off button, that'd be amazing. Because I think the only way to shut this guy up is to actually just remove the batteries. And getting the batteries in was a pain when I first got this guy. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with the loud noises. The underneath, which is just kibble. What would an Armada review be if I didn't have his mini-con? It'd be boring, because remember Smokescreen and Sideways? I didn't have that. Their mini-cons either weren't there or were just amputated. But here, this mini-con is named Clench. And I love how they actually reused the name. They actually reused the name Clench from a European exclusive Transformers character who was a truck. And I freaking love that. I love when Hasbro reuses really obscure names. Like, they also used the name Thunderclash for Skywarp's minicon in Armada. Now, veterans of Transformers Armada will know that this is supposed to be Megatron, and this is supposed to be a minicon named Leader 1. No, not the GoBots. But, well, this guy is technically still Megatron. I think Clench is supposed to be a different character from Leader 1 altogether. Although in Japan, where this guy was still named Megatron and this guy was named Barrel, I think these guys was just the same. Like, this stayed as Barrel/Leader 1 instead of becoming a new character. But to show off the gimmicks, what we'll do is attach Clench onto this port here. And if you remember how that was an L shape, well, if I can actually So pulling the Megatron back flips out this missile launcher and shows a sound. And moving it to the right actually locks it in place. Now, putting Clench or any Minicon on top of this port and turning it, we get more lightning sounds, and this time it's like gunfire. Now, if we just activate all the Minicon gimmicks, that if you remember, now, as you can see, this guy can hold a lot of Minicons, and well, I have every Minicon that I reviewed, plus 3 bonus Minicons. So I have Rollbar from Scavenger's review, Nightbeat from Sideswipe's review, Inferno or Grapple from Frost/Dirge's review. Just watch his video if you want to know why I'm calling him Dirge. And I even have the remains of Rock and Crosswise, who were supposed to be Sideways as Minicons. And I also have 3 Minicons, which I actually haven't shown on camera yet. This missile truck, this APC, and this dual missile tank. I will show them later, I promise, but for now, if we just... If we just place all these Minicons on all Galvatron's ports, if you can, because I think this one's sort of problematic, because they keep falling, is... Put Rollbar in here. I'll put Inferno or Grapple on the elf-shaped thing. So yeah, as you can see, this guy fits a shit ton of Minicons. Well, I can't add these guys, so you'll just have to take my word for it, but... Yeah, this... And remember how in the Armada series, Minicons made you way more powerful? Yeah. Getting most of these out the way, aside from Clench, because we're going to need him. Putting everything back. One thing I forgot to mention was... The
power is mine.
Yeah, shut up. If you see here, we have these antlers, or these little stag beetle-like claws, and they can actually close up on a Minicon, and oh, just shut the hell up! Yeah. Now, before we get on to Galvatron's transformation, let's move on to Clench. To transform him, we move this down, and I think this is supposed to be a gun mode, so I'm not buying it. We move these bits up, and I don't think these have gold plastic syndrome, so that they're not overly brittle. The arms, just move them forward, and here we have Clench. Of course, seeing how he's just a recolor of Leader 1, he's very basic. So, getting this guy back into his vehicle mode. Let's get on to, well, Galvatron. Now to transform him, what we do is, and seeing how this guy is actually taller than most other Armada figures I've been reviewing, I'm going to have to prep my camera, so please bear with me. So to get started, what you do is you take the back half of the tank and actually move them like so. Take these bits and move them up as feet, and these bits form Galvatron's heels. We turn this to the side, which you know what that means. More of this.
The power is mine.
Yeah, that's gonna get repetitive. We actually turn him at the waist, and with the tank turret, well, you can just have it up like so, or the intended way to display him, move it like so, so it's under his hip. Then with the sides, you actually open these panels, and in here we have his arms. So sorry about that, folks. Like, at the time of this recording, we were waiting for an acid truck to arrive to our house, so move it down. Here we have Galvatron in his robot modes. So yeah, this guy is rather big. He has really tall tank tread shoulders, and he has those really big, like, antlers. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is this. Normally that's supposed to be a missile launcher. Although this is one of the missiles that's supposed to go in here, so it's not shooting that well. Now, a gimmick with this mode is you're supposed to attach a minicon onto here and move that forward, but, well, we don't need a minicon, so moving that, it deploys this knife. You see? So Megatron actually has or Galvatron has a knife in his hand. So if he wants to mug sideswipe, then he can. And getting this back in can be sort of a pain. There we go. Now let's just have a look at this guy's articulation. The arms can move like so. We have the elbows. And these can actually turn around. These move out for transformation and the gimmick. The legs do not move forward whatsoever. They can only go out. And he has a waist level due to, well, his transformation and a gimmick. Now, before we move on to his gimmick, let's have a look at this guy's head. So, you can see this guy's got a rather big head with his antlers, and his face, well, yeah, he looks sort of angry. So, what was his gimmick we were talking about? Well, what we do is, we move his arms out. With this, we actually move that out, and we actually lift them up at the waist. That allows us to actually spin around the tank turret, press that down to avoid that the power is my noise. I'm gonna move that forward. That turns the noise off, and then I'll move this. And this is supposed to be Galvatron in his attack mode, which is rather silly in my opinion. Normally there's supposed to be this turn crank, but that doesn't work, so normally you're supposed to just turn this around 360. So yeah, as you can see, that's rather underwhelming in my opinion. And when you try and compress this guy down, you make sure that actually goes over the turn crank, so it's not overly loose. Now, that concludes my review on Galvatron pretty much, but before I go, do you remember those little mini-cons I showed earlier? These guys? Well, I'm going to review them as well, so... Here, we have... Well, before I move on to this guy, these are the Night Attack Minicon team, and these are actually recolors of, I think it's the Land Military Minicon team, so... Here we have Scator, who is supposed to be a recolor of Bone Crusher. He has the old push missiles. To transform him, we move his head to the side. We take his leg and move that down. Take this bit and also move that down, and they form his legs. We turn this bit off to the side. Turn this bit to the side. Move this up. And then move that up, like so. And here we have Scator. Next up, we have this guy. A recolor of Knockout, and his name is Broadside. Even though he's not an Autobot triple changer, but... Anyways, this guy has an actual missile launcher. So, yeah. And excuse the noise. Excuse the noise. At the time of this recording, as I said, Asta's been visiting us and giving us stuff that my mom ordered. But anyways, we lift these bits up. We move that down and extend out as legs. We move down these as arms, and this turns around to form Broadside's head, and that's it. He splits apart easily, so he can reenact Jazz's death. And here we have Fetch, who is supposed to be a recolor of Wreckage, and this transformation is just move these out to the side. And then turn that and split that. That's pretty much him. But, well, that pretty much concludes my review on Galvatron. Do I recommend them? Well, only if you don't mind having the sound gimmick. I mean, if you want this guy but you don't want the sound gimmick, just do not put batteries in this guy. But yeah, I do recommend him. He's rather fun. As for the Night Attack Minicons, I mean, if you like collecting the Armada Minicon teams, then yeah, go ahead. This pretty much concludes my review on Galvatron, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.